How long will you occupy the sitting room, sir?
Only for an hour or so. My friend is leaving by the Dunstaff. What time did she sail?
At 2 o'clock. Will this room suit you, sir?
Yes, this will be fine. When my friend arrives, please ask him to come here.
Yes, sir.
Well, this is a pretty mad bit of business.
Oh, not at all. I saw Mr. Scobell was rather struck with Patty at the ball last week. It was lucky she was staying in Concord and could get over so easily.
What's the good in bringing her over for an hour? They can't fix up an engagement in that time.
Oh, and why not? He seems to know his own mind.
Oh, yes.
And he wants to get married.
Yes, but you're moving ahead too fast, old girl.
There isn't much time to waste, is there? He only has another hour in America and he isn't even engaged yet. What did he really say in the smoking room last night?
Nothing much, except that he wanted a wife out there, and he'd wished he'd had an opportunity to see more of Patty. And on the strength of that, you telegraphed straight off to her to come here and meet him?
Naturally. Mr. Scobell will be a very rich man, and I wanted to give poor old Pat a chance.
She has muddled her love affairs terribly. You might just give her a friendly caution.
Oh, her tongue? Yes, she does talk.
And it never says anything. But look at her mother.
Oh, Aunt's a downright horrid old bore.
And Patty's just as bad. Poor old Laurie.
Why poor old Laurie?
Fancy being out alone in the wilds of Argentina and having nothing to listen to but Patty's tongue for 4 or 5 years.
Oh, hush.
So you've turned up, Laurie.
Yes. Problem with my ticket. Wrong cabin. I've turned another fellow in.
So you might have to stay till the next boat?
I can't.
Not even to meet my charming cousin Patty and get to know her better?
I have to be in Buenos Aires this day in 3 weeks. Miss Hanslope is coming here.
Yes, I just got her telegram. She says, delighted to come over. We'll be at Varley's about 12. She'll be here directly.
In your telegram, you didn't mention it was on my account.
No, at least I said you were leaving by the Dunstaff and wished to say goodbye to her.
You haven't committed me.
Oh, no. But you are, interested in Patty?
Yes.
And hope to be still further interested?
Yes. It can be terribly lonely out there. Not a soul to speak to for weeks on end.
But Patty is splendid company. Isn't she, Fred?
Delightful. You'll never have a dull moment, old boy.
She's refused 3 offers in the last 6 months.
And I know Bill Garris is screwing up his pluck to ask her.
I'm afraid you don't stand much chance. Still, you can but try.
Thank you. If you will just give me half an hour alone with Miss Hanslope.
Mr. Scobell,
Yes?
a clerk has arrived from the shipping office to speak to you about your cabin, sir.
I will see him personally. If Miss Hanslope arrives, I'll be a few minutes.
Well, Patty can't say we haven't done our best for her.
If only she won't talk too much.
Yes, Pat's a good-looking girl. If only she'd hold her tongue. Nobody would ever realize what a fool she is.
It was her terrible chatter that choked off George Moorcroft. He told me so himself.
Perhaps Laurie won't find her out. They only have half an hour together. Let's hope he'll spend all the time in looking at her.
Yes, Mr. and Mrs. Gracie. He's a tallish, dark man with a full set of hair, all slicked and shine like a theater escort. And she's a full-figured woman with none of my charisma, but eyes something like my own.
And why couldn't you show me in it first, instead of making such a fuss of things? Oh, I left my slicker. Please look after it. Oh, and an umbrella.
Here you are, my dear. Mwah, mwah.
I have been racing all over the hotel to find you. I do think Boston is the most stupid place. And the waiters are absolutely the most stupid people under the sun. Well, dear, where is Mr. Scobell? Do you really think now that he is smitten? Well, I couldn't quite understand your telegram, so I flew upstairs without any breakfast and dressed as quickly as I could. Oh, I hope I haven't overdone it. I don't wish Mr. Scobell to think me a dressy, extravagant woman. Well, at the same time, I want to look my sweetest and best. Oh, Fred, how are you? How can Minnie let you wear such awful waistcoats? When I get a husband, I shall take... husband? Well, I shall take care to... Where have I put that telegram? Well, because you know that night at the ball, he was... because he kept on looking at me in a... well, you know how men look when they really are... here it is! Here. You have made a great impression on Mr. Scobell. He is most anxious to see you again. Meet us at Barley Hotel, Boston, early as possible. Your whole future at stake. Most important, you have an understanding with him before he sails. Oh, do you know, I think it was the dearest and sweetest thing in the world for you to spend all that money on a telegram. And when it's all settled, I shall give you my diamond and pearl brooch as a little acknowledgement, darling. Well, you know, the one with the large pearl for the body of the bee. It's my favorite brooch. And I shall work up Fred a very handsome waistcoat myself instead of that awful thing he's wearing. And do you really think, Mr. Scobell is really smitten?
We've all but fixed it up for you. You've just got to let him propose and accept him.
Well, thank you, dear. Of course I shall accept him if he gives me the chance.
He's tremendously rich. In a few years, he'll be a millionaire.
A multimillionaire. You've only got to go out to Argentina for 4 or 5 years, Pat. Then come back to New York and help him spend it.
It'll be your own fault if you don't bring it off this time.
My dear, how can it be my fault when I've simply flown over here without any breakfast to see him? I wonder if I might have just a biscuit and a glass of sherry.
Certainly.
Not! It might make my nose red. Oh, my nose isn't red now, is it? It always gets a little red when I go without breakfast. Oh, I almost wish I put on my other hat. You know, the large one. But I was afraid it might get dusty. However, if he really is, I dare say it will do well enough. After all, it isn't what one wears as much as what one is in oneself that really matters. I think I'll take it off if you don't think it looks a little too, yes. I think that looks much better, don't you? Do you know, I think I shall hang back at first and give him just a tiny little wee bit of a snubbing.
My dear Pat, we don't have time for that.
Take my advice, Pat. Come to business at once. The moment he makes you an offer, or even a minute before, down on him. And don't give him a chance to escape.
Very well, I will. But I hope you won't think I'm throwing myself at him. After all, it isn't as if I haven't got other chances. Why, there's George Moorcroft only waiting for me to give him another chance. And I rather fancy Mr. Garris is hoping oh, I'm sure my nose is a little red.
Not a bit. Your nose is fine, Pat. It isn't your nose that will do the mischief.
What then? What do you mean?
Now, Pat, don't get angry. The reason George Moorcroft hung back was, well, my dear, it was your tongue.
My tongue?
Yeah.
My tongue? My tongue? The reason George Moorcroft holds back is because I've very plainly given to him to understand that it's not the least possible use in the world in his coming forward. George Moorcroft. Why, he had the vilest temper. George Moorcroft.
Well, never mind George Moorcroft. Laurie Scobell will be here in a moment.
Yes, now, for your own sake, please take care.
Take care of what?
Mr. Scobell is a very cold, quiet, reserved man.
Well, then he'll naturally want someone who's very gay and lively.
I don't think Mr. Scobell will
Oh, my
like
dear
that.
Minnie. That shows how very little you know about human nature. People are always attracted by their opposites. I'm very glad you told me Mr. Scobell is cold and reserved, because now I know exactly how to manage him. I was going to be a bit reserved and standoffish myself, but now I shall be a little, just a little, free and easy, so as to fit in completely into his moods. Oh. Well, why are you two looking at each other like that? Do let me know how to manage my own love affairs. Really, anyone would think I'd never had a proposal before.
For your sake, Pat, I hope you never stand in need of one again. Miss Hanslope has just arrived.
How do you do? It was so kind of you to wish to see me again. I had a croquet party at the Behringers. They're really very nice people, and one meets such a lot of nice people there. But the moment I got Minnie's telegram, I flew off and...
Just a moment, Pat. Minnie and I have some shopping to do, and if you'll excuse us, Lori old fellow, I'll order lunch for 4 and have it ready to pop on the table the moment we come in. Come along now, Minnie. We must make haste.
So, you really sail for Argentina today?
Yes.
I've always wished to travel. Of course, we've done New York and the Cape till we're utterly sick of it. I loathe the Cape. But I've always had a great desire to explore fresh countries and camp out and rough it a great deal, and perhaps do a bit of pig sticking. That is, if you wouldn't think it a bit, just a bit, unwomanly. I've such a horror of doing anything unwomanly. When I die, I should like my epitaph to read, "She never did anything unwomanly." Just that! No more, she never did anything unwomanly. And perhaps you think pig sticking unwomanly.
There is no pig sticking in Argentina.
Isn't there? Well, then of course that settles the question. Where is Argentina?
South America.
South America? Well, how awfully interesting. I've always dreamed of South America since I was a schoolgirl and read about the Italians, the Incas, pagodas, and the conquest of Peru. I can't remember who it was that conquered Peru. Peru was conquered, wasn't it? Peru is in South America, isn't it?
Yes.
And so, you really sail for Argentina this afternoon?
Yes.
I felt so flattered when I got Minnie's telegram to say that you remembered me. And we only met that one night at the ball. But how often one finds that even chance meetings like ours are charged with lifelong consequences. Doesn't one?
Yes.
One sees a face in a crowd, or perhaps in a railway carriage, or one hears a distant note of music, or perhaps in the bustle and whirl of a New York season, a sense of the utter emptiness of things comes over one, and one longs to just throw off all the trammels of civilization and live just a sweet, simple existence in some new country. Haven't you ever felt like that?
Not really.
So you really must sail for Argentina this afternoon?
Yes.
I really couldn't understand Minnie's telegram. She said something about your sailing and you'd like an opportunity of seeing me. You did wish to see me?
Yes. The thing is, I was very lonely out there, and last night in Fred's smoking room, I felt very down in the mouth at the thought of leaving America, and I thought...
Yes?
I felt...
Yes?
I thought if I could persuade some nice girl...
Yes?
I dreaded being alone out there.
Oh, how terrible for you! How absolutely awful! I think there's nothing more dreadful than that feeling of utter solitude and desolation that creeps over one when one is left alone for any long time. What is it you do in Argentina?
I developed large tracts of land, cutting them up into farms.
What a perfectly sweet life. 3 years ago, we went for a month to a farmhouse in New Hampshire. I used to watch the girl milking the cows every evening. I asked her to let me try it once, but she didn't say a word, and the cow got rather troublesome. And when I went to pet her dear little calf, well, she looked quite vicious, as if she was going to toss me. Not that I'm afraid of cows, or of anything. In fact, I love danger of all kinds. I positively revel in danger. It's my one fault, if it is a fault. And there couldn't possibly be a prettier dress to face dangers and hardships in than a farm girl's. I wonder if it would be possible to get a sweet gingham dress embossed. But no, there isn't time, is there?
Afraid not.
What do the women wear in Argentina?
I haven't noticed.
Oh, but they must wear something. I do think it's so charming when the women of a country adopt some distinctive national costume, like the Tyrolese or the Welsh. I believe it's the Tyrolese women that wear a dress that is well, it's really rather a masculine dress. I could never do that. I loathe masculine women, don't you?
Yes.
I think that once a woman goes out of her own proper sphere and tries to be a man, well, she doesn't succeed now, does she?
No.
When a woman has so many attractions of her own, why should she go out of her own proper sphere and try to be a man? Now, why should she?
I don't know.
I think I shall introduce a national style of dress into Argentina. What are the shops like in Argentina?
There are no shops.
No shops?
The nearest town is 3 weeks away.
Oh, how delightful. No shops. It must be quite the country.
They made a mistake in my tickets.
Oh, have they? How terrible of them. I often ask myself, how can people be so stupid? How do you account for there being so many stupid people in the world? What's the climate like of Argentina? Is it very hot?
Rather, in summer.
And I suppose the winters are rather cold. I'm so fond of winter. I think there's nothing more delightful than to gather around the fire on a cold winter evening while the logs are crackling on the hearth and tell ghost stories. I know 1 or 2 rather good ghost stories myself. Do you know, at times, I feel I must frighten people? I do, I can't help it. I feel positively wicked. I made a whole party sit up at the vicar's the other night. The bishop said I made him feel quite uncomfortable. The dear bishop. It was too bad of me to frighten him, wasn't it?
Yes.
Are you fond of ghost stories?
Not very.
Well, then I shall tell you one. Well, not now, but one of these days, I shall suddenly begin a creepy, blood-curdler, and when you least expect it, I shall make you positively shudder all over, positively shudder. Now, don't say I didn't warn you.
I really need to see about my tickets.
But I don't know if, after all, I don't prefer the summer, the delightful long evenings. But really, I can make myself happy and contented anywhere. Nothing ever puts me out. When things go wrong, I simply smile and say all the pleasant things I can think of until everything comes all right again. We haven't settled what dresses I ought to get. And then, of course, there are mother's dresses to think of, as well as my own.
You have a mother?
Oh, yes, didn't I tell you? I must have forgotten it. How I wish you could have met her. Oh, but of course, there will be plenty of opportunities, won't there? Oh, you will so like my mother. Everyone says I'm exactly what she was when she was 25. I must tell you, Mother is rather a gay old creature.
Indeed.
Yes. In fact, I rather pride myself on my good temper and constant flow of animal spirits. Don't you think I have a rather good supply of animal spirits?
Yes.
I know her beside Mother. She's simply wonderful. Always the life and soul of any company she's in. You've been rather dull and lonely out in Argentina, Fred tells me.
Oh, not very.
Well, no one can be dull and lonely for a moment where Mother is. What amusements are there in Argentina?
There are no amusements.
No amusements?
Not where I live.
But Mother is so fond of society and seeing everything and going everywhere and knowing everybody.
Argentina won't suit her at all.
Oh, but of course if I went to Argentina, it would be impossible for me to leave my mother behind. I simply couldn't do it. She's such a dear, always ready to make herself pleasant and agreeable wherever she is. And she has such a fund of anecdotes and recollections. It's so witty and humorous. I love wit and humor in a woman, don't you?
Yes.
I'd far rather a woman were witty and humorous than merely beautiful, wouldn't you?
Yes.
Because when a woman has beauty and nothing else, well, it's like putting all the goods in the shop window, isn't it? And when her beauty soon fades, poor creature. What is she? Just a mere bit of faded finery to be thrown aside. I don't wonder that men quickly tire of some women, do you?
No.
No one can tire of Mother. And she's so ready at repartee. When we had my whole Sunday school children to tea on our lawn, and we invited the new curate. And when we were finished, the curate took up the garden broom and was sweeping up the litter the children had made. Ah, my mother said, "New broom, sweep clean." Just like that, quite on the spur of the moment, new broom, sweep clean. He was quite the new curate, and so she said, "New broom, sweep clean." You will like my mother. Is anything the matter?
No. I really must see about my ticket.
But you haven't.
I better get across at once.
But Minnie said you particularly wished to see me.
I thought I should have the pleasure of saying goodbye.
Goodbye. But you said for me to come from Concord. I don't understand. Please explain.
I was agreeably impressed the other night at the ball, and I said so to Fred in his smoking room last night.
Yes, well?
On the strength of that, Mrs. Bracy seems to have telegraphed you.
Yes, here's her telegram. One moment. Ah, here. You have made a... Right here. Ah, yes. Your whole future at stake. Most important, you have an understanding with him before he sails. Read it.
I'm afraid Mrs. Bracy has been indiscreet.
Indiscreet? But you said yourself that you were agreeably impressed by me.
At the ball, yes.
Yes? Well? And that you wished to see me. Did you or did you not say you wished to see me?
Yes.
Yes? Well? Why did you wish to see me?
I thought we might begin a disinterested friendship.
Disinterested friendship? You couldn't suppose that I should come over from Concord for a disinterested friendship.
I'm very sorry if I've inconvenienced you.
Inconvenience? I haven't had any breakfast. And I had a most pressing engagement with the Behringers. Well, they're really very nice people. One meets such a lot of nice people there. Instead of that, you dragged me over here on the distinct impression that you intended. Oh, I don't understand your conduct, Mr. Scobell. Will you please give me some explanation of it?
I really should get to my boat.
Oh, surely, Mr. Scobell. You will not dare to leave me in this state of uncertainty. Before you go on board, we must please have a thorough understanding. Will you, or will you not, please give me some explanation of your conduct?
My boat sails. Will you please let me pass?
Not that I wish to force myself upon you. Please don't think that. I could never stoop to make myself cheap for any man. No. No, 1,000 times no. It's simply that my womanly pride and delicacy have been cruelly outraged. It's simply that I owe it to my sense of what is due to an American lady, not to be dragged over from Concord and then made the sport of your caprice while you sail off to Argentina, utterly oblivious of your honor and of the woman you have entangled and deserted.
Take it easy, my dear lady. Take it easy.
My dear lady! You first inveigle me here, and then you insult me! Oh, if I had known, Mr. Scobell. But surely you will not be so ungentlemanly, so unmanly. But there will come a time when you will vainly remember how recklessly you threw away the happiness that is still within your grasp, if you only choose to pick it up. Oh, what have I said? What have I said?
very sorry, Miss Handsome.
If you're truly sorry, you could do no less as a gentleman than make amends.
My boat sails. Will you please let me leave?
And you're prepared to take the consequences?
Certainly.
Very well. Mr. Bracey will be here in a moment to demand a full explanation of your conduct.
I'll write him about it. In the meantime, my solicitors are Beam & Son, Gray & Square. If you have any claim against me, please put your lawyers in contact with them. Now, will you please let me go?
No! How could you suppose that I could make a market of my most sacred feelings by bringing them into a court of law? No, the injuries you have caused me cannot be paid by money. You have damaged my finest feelings. You have trampled upon my...
What's the matter?
Yes, I refuse you! In the first place, our slight acquaintance gave you no right whatever to make me an offer of marriage. And I'm quite certain the more I knew of you, the less I should be inclined to accept you.
What's the matter?
I've never been so insulted in my life! How could you bring me over from Concord only to be annoyed and insulted by this man?
Lori! What has he done, Pat?
He has called me the most insulting names.
What names?
He said, take it easy. My dear lady! My dear lady! I've never been addressed in such a manner before. Minnie, here is your telegram. Now I want you both to read it and tell me whether or not it doesn't amount to an offer of marriage. And then before you allow him to sail off to Argentina, I want you to ask him plainly whether or not he doesn't intend to carry out his promise or if... Where is he? Where is he? Did he leave?
Lauren! I think we'd better clear this up, eh?
Minnie.
Right. All right, you old fellow. Bye.
You'll stay and have some lunch.
Oh, can't. No, I really must be on my way. Goodbye, Miss Bracey.
Goodbye, but can't you explain?
Surely you will not let him leave without an explanation!
Take it easy, my dear lady. Take it easy.
Well, you seem to have muddled it again, Pat.
It was all your fault and Minnie's for bringing me over here! How could you suppose that I should go to a wretched country like Argentina, where there aren't even any shops? After all the really good offers I've refused, you might have had a little more consideration for me. And without a mouthful of breakfast.
Well, here's some lunch.
And the Barringers sent me such a pressing invitation to their croquet party. I shall just have enough time to make it back to Concord.
You much better stay and eat lunch.
No, I can get some sandwiches somewhere. I must go. They'll expect me. I mustn't disappoint them. Please, come and get me a cab and a timetable at once. At once, please. Goodbye, Minnie. Goodbye, Fred. Your friend, Mr. Scobell, must be mad. What are you doing? A timetable and a cab and some sandwiches. Where is my slipper and my gloves and my umbrella? Isn't there anyone who can get me some sandwiches, please? I've never been so insulted in my life. Oh, God, and my gloves. We hope you enjoyed the performances.
My gosh, it was so exhilarating to be on stage. I hope you really, really did enjoy it, even if you didn't understand everything. It was a bit fast in places.
From now, we'll turn on the house lights and feel free to mingle and talk with us or take pictures.
Yep.
So thank you very much for your support.
Thank you very much.